Canadian television industry exclusively, and as an aside, I'm a big fan of Burden of Truth, and I've been watching it for the last 2 seasons, so I'm particularly honored to be moderating this panel. So let's before we get going, just a quick housekeeping note. We're scheduled to have a little bit of time for a Q&A at the end. We'll see how that goes with the timing and with some of the clips that we've got, but I hope we'll get at least a couple of questions in. I'm going to introduce the panelists now. For my immediate left, she's a general manager programming at CBC Television, Sally Caddo. He's the vice president at current scripted programming television at EU Entertainment One, Darren Giblin. He is an executive producer and partner at Eagle. He's an executive producer of Burden of Truth. On Burden of Truth, and partner. So this is what happens when you have to add notes behind the scenes. You mess up your own script. He's an executive producer on Burden of Truth. He's also a partner at Eagle Vision, Kyle Irving. And she plays Joanna Hanley, and she is also an executive producer on Burden of Truth, Miss Kristen Crook. Created by Brad Simpson, Burden of Truth stars Kristen Crook as Joanna Hanley, a Winnipeg lawyer who returns to her hometown of Millwood. Pierre Mooney portrays Billy Crawford, Joanna's childhood friend, who's also a lawyer in Millwood. Star Slade plays Luna Spence, Joanna's half-sister, and other cast members on Burden of Truth include Meegwin Fairbrother, Anwin O'Driscoll, Jessica Matten, Michelle Nolden, and Varen Saranga. We've got a little recap of season 1 and season 2 for those of you that haven't seen the show yet. Shame on you if you haven't. You have no excuses. So let's take a look at that.
God made you the perfect lawyer. Go to Millwood and block this injunction.
Your Honor, Joanna Hanley.
There's a reason it was left when you were a kid.
The girls are sick. They donated toxic land to a school.
We can't win this without you.
When her and my dad were together, Jerry was underage. You make them take her settlement offer.
My client agrees.
The court is adjourned. You should go. Have a new partner.
What's your name?
Chang. Joanna Chang.
How's it working out here?
I love it.
Last week, Mrs. Tidwell asked me to change the world to include her cat. You really should have stuck around.
This could be a big case for us.
Here, Genie's best case. He's the next Zuckerberg.
This guy could take us to the next level. And he asked for me.
He likes how you stuck it to the man.
I'm an activist for the privacy movement. By creating an app that targets my ex-employer. Targets. It's a data square.
And your ex-employer is threatening you.
My life is in danger.
It's a tech company.
It's not that simple. It's more than that. It's weapon systems, private armies. These people overthrow governments. What if people could see your internet searches? Pardon? Digging into every secret part of your life? Like, is my father a sexual predator?
That's none of your business.
Exactly. I shouldn't know that, but I do because you searched it.
You need to leave right now.
Joanna Chang.
What are you doing here, Dad?
That issue in Millwood.
Do you mean Jerry Lynn?
I've been cleared. And you're handling no matter what name you put on your door.
You should go home.
Why are you still here, Billy? Town's dying. Should have left with her when you had a chance. No closing hurt a lot of people.
You shouldn't feel guilty for what the case did to my family. They're dropping the charges against David.
He just gets away with it. What he did was wrong.
She was a kid. I don't know how he's gonna pay for what he did.
Did he go? No.
Hey, brother. Shane, I'm back.
The man has weaponized data gathering and put it into anything that has a computer chip.
Jerry will soon be in head.
We will send him to jail. I'll send him to the bank.
After we win, we can bring this down like lunch.
Not letting them bully me off this job.
Be careful.
They'll kill anyone who learns about their secret. Me, or now you.
It's your dad.
Your father had a lot of enemies.
Throw a stone in this town and you'll hit someone with a grudge against her.
You can't think she did it.
I don't know what to think. This investigation is amateur. Things have been missed.
This is bigger than you or me or any of them.
If she runs who did this.
I should note that season 3 of Burden of Truth is currently in production, and we're going to get into that later on in the panel. See if we can get some exclusives from the folks on the panel. But Kristen, I want to start with you. Going back to season 1, what was it that attracted you to the project in the first place? What brought you to Burden of Truth?
Well, I had Ewan and I had been in conversations about finding a project that I liked, and Cause and Effect is what it was once called. Kind of came across my desk, and what I loved about it was the complexity of Joanna. Some of the other stuff was in place at that time also, but it was just a pitch document, and I really loved that she was unlikable, kind of mean, she had a lot of pain that she was suppressing, and I thought that was something interesting to mine. I also loved that Brad had built in kind of a causal awareness, so anything that was going on in the world or in Canada that we wanted to address, we had a platform to do so through this really interesting character and the world that she was living in.
Was Canada an added bonus? Does Canada factor into the mix when you're looking for a project at all, or are you just looking for a good project that you want to put your name onto?
I think the latter, but I love working in Canada and I love living in Canada. So if there's something, I mean, there's so much that can check both those boxes.
Yeah.
And this was a show that could do that. I also wanted to make something here on the producing side of things, and this was an opportunity to do that also.
Sally, from a broadcaster side, what are you looking for in a program, and why did Burden of Truth fit with CBC?
Yeah, I think for us, we hadn't had a legal series on the air for quite a while, and that was deliberate in the sense that we're always looking to distinguish ourselves from the privates. They do what they do very well, and we tend to do programming that is different. And when Burden came in, I think in terms of storytelling and the content itself, what made it different and distinct, I think, is the fact that it wasn't a straightforward legal, procedural, episodic, wrap it up. Such an interesting character in Joanna. I think some of the same things Kristen has referred to about the character made it really different, and there was an opportunity to really delve into story. We saw that certainly in the first season when we were looking at it. Like, this is a very different take on this, very character driven, and I think what also really distinguishes it, and what I love and our entire team loved, is this idea that we are drawn to our past, that's something we can't escape from. I was kind of laughing because I put this shirt on this morning, not deliberately thinking about it, but it's a quote from one of my favorite books, The Great Gatsby. The last line, which is about how as far as we try to move forward, we're born back into the past, and Joanna really, that's so embedded in her character. So I think from a storytelling point of view, there's that. Obviously, we love the fact that it was I think set in Manitoba, particularly in season 2, we are seeing Winnipeg for Winnipeg,
Right.
and the platform it does provide to tell such a myriad of stories, including Indigenous stories. But I think it's the team as well, and it's a phenomenal team between E1, Eagle Vision, and Kristen, whose passion for it was not just coming in as an actor, but as an executive producer, and that was very meaningful to us as well. She came in, she pitched, she was incredibly passionate and clear, and yeah, so it was all those elements together.
Okay, great. Yeah. And I have an executive producer question for Kristen in a minute or so, but before that, for an E1 stand point of view, Darren, and forgive me if this is a little bit 101, but how does it work with entertainment? One, what are they looking for projects, and then how do they spread the word? I know I'm probably asking a question that could take a whole hour to answer, but give me maybe Paul's notes on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically the same as any other production company. We have a development slate and a team that we're working for to find the next project. So with this project in particular, Brad had come to us in the first instance. We liked it. It was something we decided to option and wanted to develop. And as Kristen mentioned, she came on board, and then together we went out and pitched the different networks. So it's done the same way. We're looking for what everyone else is looking for. We're looking for strong females. We're looking for unique settings, unique stories. you know, as Sally was saying, we don't do that many legal dramas in Canada.
Yeah.
So I think with this one, it was a great opportunity to do that. But on top of that, there was so much else going on. It was very character rich. It had layers of mystery, and you never really knew where it was going. And I think, you know, that worked well in season 1. In season 2, we tried to do even more than that, just to again kind of keep that engine going. And the same thing, I think you had in the setting in Millwood. There's just the nostalgia there, which I think worked really well.
Right.
I think a lot of people can relate. There's lots of universal themes, and so you know, kind of the same thing, looking for the same boxes, and then taking that.
And then, Kyle, from Eagle Vision's point of view, maybe give us the mandate at Eagle Vision, and then where did you guys fit into the process?
Yeah, so Eagle Vision's been around for almost 20 years now, and Lisa Meaches, who's my partner in Eagle Vision, an Ojibwe woman from Long Plain First Nation in Manitoba, her and I have been together for 18 years. And so we've done some of the most, I think, important social content that's ever been done in the country's history, in particular around stories relating to First Nations people, because that's so important to Lisa. But what also is in Eagle Vision's DNA is this idea of diversity and parity. That's always been part of what we've done.